Americans have lost the plot when it comes to wedding and vacations. Let me explain. I think now in our society, especially with social media, your presentation online, the pictures you post, the videos you post, everything really makes a difference. And it really comes down, especially, well, sometimes day to day for people who post all the time, but especially when it comes to wedding and vacations, and more specifically for women, I think they do this more than the men do. Men don't always plan as much, as we know, but especially for women and people who are kind of more in the influencer, posting their lives online kind of lifestyle. So I kind of wanted to go through and talk about this because I am in the midst of it now, and it's really frustrating and hard, and I'm trying to figure out a good balance for where it works for me. But I've just noticed such a big difference from Europe to USA in the whole culture around all of this. As we all know, we all want to look good when we're on vacation and for weddings, because a lot of people, of course, you're going to be taking a lot of photos. I have definitely done this in the past, and it is fun because you're looking forward to something. It's exciting, it's fun, it's new. But I think a lot of times, especially for weddings and all the things that go into weddings, it is going too far. You have to dress a certain way, wear certain things, wear certain colors, fit a certain aesthetic all the time. And it's really costly. And now, as everyone knows, everything is so expensive. Food, clothing, everything is getting more. Even the cost of traveling is getting more. The cost of weddings is just out of control as well. As everyone knows, if you say you're doing something for a wedding, they just charge you even more, knowing you will pay for it because it is a wedding. But it just kind of adds on a lot. Like specifically, I am going for my sister's wedding in Italy. And for certain things that they are doing for those couple of days, you have to be wearing a certain color and even a certain kind of style. So for the actual wedding, it has to be one of 3 colors. It has to be a certain length. I think hair and makeup, they're not too worried about it for me, but you have to be wearing certain things. And like, for example, bachelorette parties. A lot of times every single day there's a certain theme. So you have to wear certain things and certain colors. And if you don't have those things, you have to go out and buy them. And sadly, a lot of times, a lot of things that you buy for specific things like vacations, weddings, you're not going to really be wearing again. And I think a big part of that too with American and social media culture is a lot of times people feel embarrassed to wear the same thing twice. I talked about this with some of my European friends in Spain. A lot of us, we don't have a ton of clothing, so we wear a lot of the same things. But nobody cares. No one's like, oh, you wore that dress to that event like a week ago, or you posted in that dress like a month ago. But people in America do say that. It is such a big thing, and people, even online, especially like fashion influencers and stuff, they're worried about it. Even if people don't tell it to them, they're worried like, oh, I wore this once and now I'm just gonna get rid of it. Or I wore it once, I can't post in it again for like a year or two, if it's even in fashion still, because people are gonna say I was wearing the same thing. And so there's just a lot that goes into that and the pressures of it. And then again, for women, when it comes to even just being a wedding guest or vacations, like for me, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait and get a pedicure right before, so my feet look nice, and get my nails done. And I need to make sure, I color my hair and make sure that looks nice. And spending this month really making sure like my skin is getting better and all that looks nice. And then making sure I have clothes for the trip and that work for all these different parts and for the different wedding things. And it's just like so much. And you see, on Amazon, they have vacation stuff. So certain things you wear on certain types of vacations. And so there's a lot of just pressure. I'm sure it goes to money too. They want to make sales and have all these things. I mean, a lot of stores, not just Amazon, they have like vacation outfits or vacation things you can click on, or certain things they recommend for vacation. And it's different for travel, like actual travel. If you need like an adapter or some like travel size things to put, other things in, or bags, whatever, suitcase. But even like suitcases, like some of the nice brands now, they'll be like $400 or $500 just for the suitcase, plus all the stuff you have to buy to put in it. And then a lot of beauty brands now, specifically, the popular ones like, oh, what's in my beauty bag for the plane? And you see a lot of these people online, they have certain like lip masks they use, and they're doing full face masks and eye masks, and just like a lot more than what we used to do in culture and society. Like weddings, 30 years ago, the bride would have one dress, they would maybe have like, an outfit, of course, for like the night before, for the wedding dinner or whatever. And then, afterwards, and then cakes and flowers. But now it's like you have the dress for the night before, and then what you're going to sleep in, and then the robe you want to have to get ready in, and then the dress for the actual wedding party, and then a different dress for the reception, and then something for that night, and then everything for the honeymoon. You have all these like special honeymoon clothes and things that say honeymoon and wife. And, it's really fun to celebrate, but I think just the excessiveness of all of it has been really hard. And, it really goes, I think shopping in general is definitely more of an American thing. Because people are so concerned about we wearing the same thing and spending money and getting what's new and just more excess. I think a big part of that, depending, of course, where you live, but, our homes are bigger, so there's more space to fill it with. You can have 5 or 6 different jackets. You can have, 10 different vacation dresses, and there's room for it. Versus, in Europe, people are a lot less excessive, like Costco and big bulk things really aren't a thing there. 1, most homes don't really have room for it. And 2, there's just no need for it because you go to the store every couple of days. So you can buy, 3 rolls of toilet or like paper towels because, you go to the store another couple days, you're going to go next week. So you don't have to worry about stocking up now. And most things are pretty affordable. So you don't have to worry about like overbuying a ton of stuff because the price is going to go up and make it a lot more expensive. So I think that, kind of goes towards everything as well. And then, just all the other stuff. But I'm in the thick of it now. We're like a month out, and it's just like hard for me as someone coming from the European perspective now of I don't really care about all of that. My original plan was just to wear something that I already have because I do from working in the legal field in Chicago. I went to a lot of nice events, so I have tons of nice dresses I could wear and choose and pick from, but none of them fit the aesthetic, so now I have to go and spend hundreds of dollars to get something else nice that does fit it, and then getting certain shoes, and then for the dinner and parties before, most of what I have doesn't fit what she wants for the aesthetic. So then I'm having to buy all this stuff, even though I already have nice stuff I can wear. So that's a little bit frustrating. Some of the prep stuff, like normal, like I like getting pedicures anyway, so that's not a big deal. I don't know if I'll do much with my nails. I never kind of do. I just kind of paint them myself or keep them simple. And then I'll do my hair again, of course. But yeah, it's tough. And I know other people kind of feel that too, especially when you're tight on money. That is also putting a big strain there just to be in a couple of photos. Like the other thing we had, I was in like 2 photos that got posted, and there was like months of lead up and prep and doing this and that. And it was like, okay, just for 2 photos and a 2-hour party. Like, I don't know. It was a lot for me, and I've really gotten good. I was good before I moved to Europe because I knew I was going to move. So I really wanted to like use up and wear a lot of my things because I knew I couldn't bring it all, of course. So I got into good habits there. And then, like anything, it kind of takes time. You slowly get better. I slowly got better. And then being in Europe, of course, we're in pretty tiny apartments. There's not a lot of closet space. So you're used to, not buying a ton of things. Every once in a while, if I need new shoes, I definitely go through. Being in Europe, you walk a lot. So shoes you just naturally go through, especially once you're wearing a lot. Like tennis shoes or sandals, ones you kind of wear day to day. You really do go through shoes, not like a ton, every 3-4 months, depending on, the type of shoe and what you're using it for and all those things. But clothes, you don't really go through. Most of my clothes I even brought home now were from 2 years ago that I had. I got a couple things here and there, a couple of jackets and small things on sale. And every once in a while I do like new things. So I would buy, small stuff, but it's only like one or two things versus if I was in America buying new things for a vacation or season, it would probably be like 15 or 20 things. So I think it's just really gotten out of control. And since now I'm really in it, I feel it, the pressures, and trying to just do as minimal as possible is so hard when you're surrounded by everyone else who is doing the most. Like a lot of my family is even concerned about only bringing 2 suitcases and plus, the carry-on or whatever, like a backpack. And I'm like, I can just do one. I'm good, because we're going to have to be wheeling it to these different places. And a lot of times, there's no elevator. And so you're bringing things upstairs and on trains and different things like that, and kind of smaller rooms than what we're used to here in our home, or they're used to. So it'll be interesting to see, but I think it's just a very different perspective, mine, and unique, because it's not something you see online. I mean, you see the super minimalist. I'm definitely not that, for sure. I do have stuff, but I think just the excessiveness and just the pressures that society puts on even regular people. Like my family, we're not influencers or, tons of followers and all that, but there's still just pressure from, different friend groups and society in general to like wear certain things and do certain things and not rewear things, and just kind of having more is better. I think that's just very American, as we all know. So having more homes, more cars, more money, that seems as a status symbol versus just like enjoying kind of the few small things that we have. But hopefully this relates to somebody else, and if they're also feeling pressure to go excessive with these things and going into, a lot of people, they have, as a last point, there's been news articles about so many women, especially going into debt for these bachelorette parties and wedding parties. And then, they have engagement parties, and then the pre-wedding stuff, and then the stuff for the actual wedding. And a lot of times then if you have to travel to another state or place, you have to pay for that too. And so many people are going into debt. And I think as long as we can pull back and kind of push this narrative that really isn't required, that is just a specific, really Substack niche of the influencers and people with a lot of money, who for them spending that money, is no problem, and that's fine. But don't put that pressure on you as a normal person, just to kind of have a couple good photos. You want nice photos, yes, but you don't need to be excessive with having 3 different sleep sets to get ready just to post all these different photos. So just a different European perspective. I know, probably not too many people will relate to it, but I think a lot of people, especially for the money perspective, are feeling it. So knowing that you're not alone and other people are going through the same thing, and it is possible to get better and to not do exactly what everyone else is saying. But if anyone else has any other comments on thoughts on these topics, just leave them down below, and I will see you guys next time.